The Surfside rubble search.
We have very sadly recovered additional victims.
Elsa sweeping over Cuba en route to the Florida Keys.
Landfall impact is likely to be north of Tampa Bay.
New fears over the COVID Delta variant,
which now makes up more than a quarter of all new COVID cases nationwide.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper in Chicago. The search and rescue efforts are ongoing at the Surfside, Florida building, where none of the building remains standing after the last section was demolished last night. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez is in Surfside.
Rescue workers resumed climbing mounds of debris at the site of the collapsed condo in Surfside, after explosives were used to bring down the last remaining section of the complex.
They were on that pile that had been difficult for them to access, and so they're making a lot of progress.
As teams expanded their search to areas that were previously inaccessible because of safety reasons, they discovered more bodies in the rubble.
Surfside Mayor Charles Burkett.
We were back to work 20 minutes after the demolition was completed. The demolition was executed flawlessly, and the rescue team said none of the existing pile, where there are victims still, was affected.
The death toll in the Surfside collapse is 28, with 117 unaccounted for. Tropical storm Elsa has made its way over Cuba, and once it moves on, it's expected to head towards the Florida Keys, bringing flooding rain. CBS meteorologist David Parkinson on what to expect.
Torrential downpours during the day on Tuesday, basically from about Fort Myers up to the Tampa area. Tampa, you don't start until Tuesday afternoon, but Tuesday morning you're feeling it in Marco Island and Naples and Fort Myers and Captiva and Sanibel. And then all throughout the day, it is raining really hard there.
Even with more people vaccinated, there is still hesitation among some, especially in rural areas. Spencer County, Kentucky has shifted its focus from mass vaccination clinics toward getting more information out about the benefits of getting the shot. As CBS's Skylar Henry reports, there is also concern over the new and more contagious COVID Delta variant.
California Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted Monday it is now the dominant strain in his state.
We still have hundreds of Americans dying every week of this disease. 99+% of them are people who are unvaccinated.
The White House says it's prepared to mobilize surge teams to parts of the country with higher rates of vaccine hesitancy.
The Vatican says that Pope Francis is in good condition and alert after undergoing surgery to remove half of his colon. The Holy See says the Pope needed the procedure because he had a narrowing of a portion of the large intestine. On Wall Street, markets closed for the holiday. The rush to get home after a long holiday weekend is on. CBS's Nikki Batiste with more.
1.7 million flyers were screened yesterday. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby says today's travel will also be a record breaker.
We've seen a really rapid ramp up in demand and load factors in the number of people flying.
Experts say about 90% of travelers took a car this weekend to avoid crowded planes or trains and mask mandates. And those gas prices, expect them to keep going up in July.
The Biden administration is pushing for a compromise solution in stalled OPEC oil output talks. That according to a White House spokesperson who says the U.S. is closely monitoring the negotiations and their impact on the global economic recovery from the pandemic. OPEC ministers called off those talks today after the United Arab Emirates rejected a proposed 8-month extension to curbs on output. Violence is once again rising in Afghanistan, with the Taliban seizing more territory. Over 1,000 Afghan security forces are now fleeing the country in the wake of the U.S. troops pullout. CBS News national security consultant Jeff McCausland tells us the Taliban has threatened the U.S. and other allies.
A Taliban official announced that any foreign troops left in Afghanistan after NATO's September withdrawal deadline will be considered as occupiers and be at risk. This is a clear threat to the United States as well as its two NATO allies, Great Britain and Turkey, who still have troops in the country.
A professional hockey player is dead after a fireworks accident. CBS's Jim Krasula.
A coroner in suburban Detroit says Columbus Blue Jackets goalie Matisse Kavlinix died of chest trauma after he was hit with a fireworks mortar blast. Authorities initially said he died after hitting his head on concrete after he jumped out of a hot tub at a residence. The 24-year-old backup goalie signed with the NHL team in 2017.
One movie company has a reason to celebrate this 4th of July weekend.
Universal Pictures dominated the domestic box office with its films nabbing the top 3 spots.
So how do y'all want to play this?
fast.
The next installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, F9, came in first.
I'm in the family business, and now you work for me.
The Boss Baby family business grabbed second.
There's no crime anymore.
And The Forever Purge took third. It's the first time that's happened for the movie company since 1989, and the first time for any studio since 2005. Lisa Mateo, CBS News.
He directed Lethal Weapon, Goonies, and Superman. Richard Donner has died at age 91. His friend Steven Spielberg released a statement on Twitter saying Dick had such a powerful command of movies and was so gifted across so many genres. I can't believe he's gone. That's the World News Roundup Late Edition for Monday, July 5th, 2021. I'm Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Are you a true crime superfan? Then join award-winning 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty on the My Life of Crime podcast. In 2 full seasons, Moriarty brings investigations to life with her detailed and nuanced reporting, including a teenager's role in her friend's suicide, a daughter who was brainwashed into helping kill her mother, and more. Season 3 coming this fall. Follow My Life of Crime wherever you get your podcasts.